Well, actually, they're here, so now it's
Now let me try to get the people who haven't spoken yet.
You put one, and you give your first choice to your second choice. You write one by your first choice, two by your second choice.
What I said was that women were more...
We're more emotional than men.
Correction, that women were more intuitive than men.
You're
twisting my words and misquoting me.
I am not. I am simply asking you.
Come to order!
Well, you know, share mine. You just leave it there.
It's going to select the records.
One of the reasons that this workshop is so exciting is because we're talking about something that no one wants to talk about, that we've all been told, don't talk about it in public, don't say it, don't think about it, etc., and yet it exists.
You're autistic. You make one up for me. Well, Rubeo should sign.
Nobody's known here.
Yes. Yeah. He has a class, and he should be out in a few minutes.
When we were invited here, the first thing was that they addressed was they were afraid that the KKK was going to be nearby. They didn't want to spend the night over.
Very few minority students there, and now there's more. And like, there's like always, fear, and so forth. And if they could like meet before that and just see that, black kids have fear of going to white schools also.
So we know it works. It's going into your file and getting noted with it. So you are able to generate, first of all, a workshop list. All right, with people who are registered.
Where are you
All
guys
right,
from?
so we'll go back now to the other. All right.
I'm white, but I'm powerless. It's not like some race is victimizing you, because both races have victimized me, and it's totally, everybody's doing it to everybody else. You just have to see it.
You guys can now, you can bring your bags into the gym.
No,
Are you going to be there? Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there.
You have to think about the consequences first.
Shouting at each other is not going to help anything. Maybe you can help them with solutions, but shouting is not going to help it. It's too late to shout.
And what are we going to do?
Decide, you'll see two doors, go to the right.
Right.
As soon as you go to here, go into here, turn right and then right.
It's a division. You gotta turn right.
You want to be on the girls' side, that's the main thing.
To bring their stuff into the same gym.
Boys left. The girls go to the right, boys go to the left of the gym.
What we all are doing here today and tomorrow is really, really important. I don't have to tell you all the details of it. It's a piece of history. First time that something like this has occurred in Ulster County. First time that we've asked high school students to come together, to work together on this issue. And we hope to continue this process for years to come. Hopefully maybe until that problem of racism is eliminated.
For a little while.
We're gonna have spaghetti this evening. And salad. In that moment of confusion, we see the place to start. Through the windows of the heart.
Let's fill that out too. Okay. Just name tag.
Come on in, take a seat. All right, I'll start again. My name is Paul Rubeo. I'm a teacher here at Saugerties. I teach social studies. I also advise the Youth Against Racism group here, along with Sally Colpaw, who's another teacher here, who you will see, who's right now working with the food. We are the two people who are basically running the show here at Saugerties, but most of the students who are here from Saugerties, and there are quite a few of them, can answer your questions if you have any questions about where to go for whatever you need. Most of everything we're going to be doing for the next 24 hours plus will happen right in this vicinity of the school. We'll be using this gymnasium and the cafeterias and the art rooms on that hallway that you were in. There will only be 2 workshops that require going to other parts of the school, video and drama. And at a later date, I'll explain that, the details of that to you. So, the first workshop for today is Galen Blum, and I call it New Games for lack of another purpose, but she can describe what she does.
I get asked by lots of different groups to warm people up, whether it's workshops for older folks, young folks, doesn't matter what it is. I directed an improvisational company at the Ontario School District for 5 years, and we performed all over the place. And we did a lot of really great performing. And all the improvisations were about issues that mattered to them. What I'm going to try and do is just start you out slowly. I want you to hand out first and move forward with your hand and just say hi. That's what this is all about. You're going to have to go a little further this weekend. You're going to have to step outside your usual boundaries, you know? Okay, so let's start. 1, 2, just start walking. 3, start walking around. Yes, no sound. I'm going to stop talking. I only want to hear your feet. Okay? Please. Begin with it. It's not something I sit home and think about. I wonder what it feels like to be poor. I wonder what it feels like to be hungry. These are, you know, when we're talking about real things. Question number 6. What do you need in order to make money? What do you need in order to make money? Right here, I have all of your knowledge about yourself and about the world that you live in. This is like money. This is money. If you're stupid, if you don't know what's going on, then I've got all the power, right? Right now you know one of your needs is that you're thirsty, hungry, and tired. I recommend there's a lot of hungry, thirsty people out there. I imagine you should protect yourself. So I'm going to give you, okay, you've got a lot of that information about how to keep it and what you need to do to keep it, okay? Well, I'm sure you would take a whole, okay? You've got the friction correct, you've got the problem correct, you've got the real feelings, but you do not have the solution. You do not have the solution. You've got the accurate feelings, you're watching what happens when some people have some and you don't have enough, and you're hungry and someone's taking before you do. All those feelings are right, but you don't have the solution. And you're here to find out the solution. When I said make sure that the people around you, your friends, if somebody has what they need, I did not mean go steal it from someone else's way. And the reason you steal it so much is because you were really hungry and you were really hungry. So I'm going to ask you again, but this time you must find another solution to work out. If you know someone, you ask around, is somebody hungry, is someone still thirsty? It may be there's somebody here who has one more carrot than they feel like
we do that? What? Can we do that now?
Okay, like this. We come from the mountains, we come from the fire, we come from the water, turn the world around. We come from the sky, go back to the sky, turn the world around. Too many martyrs and too many dead, too many lies, too many empty words were said, too many times, too many women and men, all may never begin.
We have food coming. If you want just to relax, cool off a little bit. It should be ready soon. We're going to be eating in that room, so you can go on in there if you want. Oh, one more thing. I'm full of one more thing. You have puzzle pieces. You have puzzle pieces. After you get your dinner, after you get your food, look on, see what number your puzzle piece is, and find somebody else with that number. And sit down in a group and see if you can put your puzzle together. We'd like you to do that for dinner. Find the people with the other puzzle pieces. So what activity that we've done in the past is a question that comes up a lot. And the question we did was, what makes my community less effective about dealing with racism? What makes my community less effective about dealing with racism? And I thought we'd take a little time. You haven't had a chance to really talk about these issues except between yourselves privately. So I thought we'd take a little time, because we have a few minutes, to exchange a little bit. So students from Saugerties can hear a little bit about students from Ellenville and what's happening there in their community, and vice versa. So, you want to start? Go ahead. What's your name?
Sage.
Sage.
Ignorance.
Ignorance? Now, where are you from?
Ontiora.
Ontiora. Can you elaborate a little? Can you tell us a little more?
Well, I mean, your question is what makes racism in the community is when people can't understand a different culture, and instead of like trying to find out what it is, they decide that, hey, they're different than what we think, so it's not like it.
If we were taught what our people of every individual group has contributed to this world and to this nation, because a lot of people have contributed to this nation, and we can learn from each other, from everybody. We will respect each other more, because if I get cut or anybody else in this room get cut, we all gonna bleed the same color.
So I would say to you, to be aware that the kinds of things that you say, which you might think are silly or insignificant, may really hurt somebody. So before you open your mouth to say things, think a little bit about how people might feel. This is not the normal school day. It's not a normal situation at all. So we have to treat it differently. You're all willing to come here to talk, so that means you've got to be free to do that. If you don't feel comfortable, it's not going to work. We're going to have the same thing we have out in society. The people who are doing the play tell me that they're ready. So hold your thoughts.
When I first saw it, I thought to myself, how in God's name does anybody study or learn anything in here? Here they were, about 40 of them, my age, mostly boys. I suddenly realized that I hadn't prepared myself for one simple but all-important fact. They had no intention of being grateful to me. They were just sitting there, waiting to judge me, what I said and how I said it, on the basis of totally politics. I was in Bradford. It was their school. It was their world. I was the outsider. And I was being asked to prove myself.
We shall bring our proceeding to a close with a brief, and I repeat, brief, 3 minutes at the most, summing up of our argument, beginning with the proposal of the motion. Mr. Temi M. Wana, will you please make your concluding statement?
The opposition has spoken about women's liberation and sex exploitation. Brothers and sisters, these are foreign ideas. They do not belong here. They come from a culture, the so-called Western civilization, that has meant nothing but misery and suffering to Africa and its people. The opposition has not been able to refute my claim that women are not able to do the same kind of work as men because they are different. Do you expect me to stay at home behind the sewing machine? I do not have milk in my breast to feed the baby. We will make our society, our tribe, our nation as a whole grow much better. These facts, brothers and sisters, we must remember.
Trust. I like that. I've been very lucky. Not very lucky. I've been very happy that my trust in you has been honored. We weren't all over the place last night. We couldn't see you everywhere. We trusted you to respect each other and follow the rules and not do things that were decent things to do, and you did. Except maybe make a little noise. We'll review this at the end of the day. We're going to have a common meeting at 4 o'clock to share what we've done today. The focus of today's activities is to be productive, to produce something that's either a final product, maybe the t-shirts will be done, we hope, we're pretty sure, video, some sort of a production, drama, but we'll share that all at 4 o'clock when we return here, and then we'll go over this again to see how well we all abided by the contract.
Most of what I'm going to do for the next hour and a half involves you. So I'm going to give you directions, and then you're going to do the stuff. And then when you do the activities, you'll bring them back and we'll process it. Since we only have an hour and a half, what I would really ask you to do is follow the directions and stay on task. Can you do that? Okay. And in terms of guidelines, there are 2 more things that I would ask. To value risk-taking. One of the reasons that this workshop is so exciting is because we're talking about something that no one wants to talk about, that we've all been told, don't talk about it in public, don't say it, don't think about it, etc., and yet it exists. So you are risk takers. You're saying the unnameable. And what I would do is ask you to speak from your personal experience, what you're feeling 10 other people in this room are feeling. And if you say it, if you have the courage to say it, you're going to help 10 other people express it. And it's not always popular, but it has to be dealt with. The other thing is what we call the ouch. You know when you're in a situation and something hurts you, you feel it here. You don't always feel it here. You immediately feel it here. Something happens in the pit of your stomach that feels terrible. It's because you've been hurt or offended in some way. Someone has either said something or done something that doesn't feel right. Very often, you don't get a chance to say it. You're going to turn to the person next to you, the person you're with, and I'm going to say racism. And Betsy says the first thing on her mind, it hurts. It hurts. You say that 5 times. You get it? And you write down what the person says to you. And then you give the paper to the other person, and the person says to you, racism. And then you respond, and the person writes down the answer.
Racism.
Harm.
And I write harm. Racism.
Prejudice.
And for this exercise, I need everyone to get up and move to the left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a few statements, and I'm going to ask people that identify with that statement to move either to my left or my right. So Catholic to my right, whoever, everyone else who's not a Catholic from my left goes to right. Everyone who is gay, lesbian, or identifies with a gay or lesbian, has a friend who's a gay or lesbian, move to my right. Everyone else moves to my left. You have a friend? Listen to me. Anyone who's a gay, lesbian, or identifies, or has, listen to me, or has a friend, or you know someone that's gay or lesbian, move to my right, everyone else moves to my left. And just look at each other, and look at the other group.
When you mentioned about gay and lesbian, there weren't a lot of guys that went over there, and most of the guys were like, I don't know, man. You know, they were like, you know, I don't know anybody gay. What are you talking about? You know, they took it as a joke.
We saw some people bolt like lightning from that side, and some people kind of slowly think about it and kind of walk over.
When you talk about it, it's like
We want to show.
You know,
So what we're saying is that there are certain areas of oppression that we can still not deal with. And we need to start talking about that. It's very crucial for us to talk about it.
And each person is going to say, for about 3 minutes, the first message they got about a person of another color. Your first message or your first experience. And you're going to need 6 boxes. And you don't have to, please try not to be politically correct. That's not the point of this. So in the first box, I would like you to draw a picture of a white woman doing something. Draw a picture of a white, yes, stick figure. Stick figure if you know, for those of us, you know, draw a picture of a black man doing something. Second box, retrieval of stereotypes. Third box, Hispanic teenager doing something. Hispanic teenager doing something. What kind of things did you have the white woman doing? Washing dishes. Okay. Picking flowers. Looking in the mirror. Looking in the mirror. Reading a book. What is this one? A Mexican man doing something. Playing the guitar. Eating a burrito. John?
What? I just, you know, I wanted to, you know, apologize if, you know, I didn't mean anything by the stealing the car, but you were told.
There's no need for an apology. If that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. You
Well,
just gotta learn to feel different about it. You gotta, that's the whole sense of it.
I thought several other things after that, but I was told to write down the first thing that came into my mind, and that was the first thing.
That's exactly the whole point.
And that's the way it functions.
The media influences
Exactly.
other groups of people.
I don't want to start a whole thing there, but something like the Rodney King thing happens. Those riots weren't just because of Rodney King. They were because of all the little things that built up inside people. And it gave them a chance. It was like the spark that lit the whole fire that caused all the riots, you know? It's the same. And it didn't matter if they were black against white, white against black. It was all the anger and hurt inside of everybody that caused all that hate.
It's like the emotion was already there, but the Rodney King word gave it something to aim at.
My parents said, because you think you can ignore it, but you can't.
You know, a lot of the discussion that is happening now, we would ask you to continue. Hopefully, all day, all week, all year, etc., you will keep finding each other and saying, you know, there was one more thing I wanted to say when that woman quieted us down. And could you just stand for a minute and let's talk about it? All right? Keep going. Just keep going. We may not be able to do it now, but keep going. All right, what I'm going to do is ask, now, we have to do this quickly. The 3 people are going to bring chairs to the center. The rest of us are going to sit around the outside and just listen. So when the 3 people come here, ignore the rest of us. We're just on the outside. We're not here. But you have to listen very, very closely because we're not necessarily going to raise their voices. They're speaking to each other.
Well, it was in 10th grade. I've just been up there for years, so. And it's a place for me anyway.
You want to share? Don't start. We're getting comfortable.
And I didn't hear anything at the time. My friends kept going, Ron, did you hear what they said? Ron, did you hear what they said? So it kept going, and it kept going on. Then we got outside, and he had all this, well, I don't like the stereotype, but they're the headbangers, whatever. But anyway, they were just out there before we went in the movie, and then it kept this and that, this and that. And one kid walks right past me and looked me dead in my face and said, "What are you looking at?" And I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with this guy? And then, so I let it go. And I let the nigga stuff go a little while longer. And finally, it just got past my head. And I went up to him, I said something. I said, if you have a problem, then we can settle it right now. Or if you don't have a problem, just leave me alone. So you have a problem. But I mean, it's a starting ground right now with these groups and everything. It make a big difference just with this amount of people in here. So that's my story.
Yeah. I just wanted to tell you that this has been such a learning experience for myself as well. I've been going through all of the things that you've been going through, and every time we do it, it's just an amazing thing. That all the information that you have given me, all the background that I'm seeing from the youth of Ulster County, it's amazing. And I just want to tell you that it was really great being with you. You're great.
Junk learning is like junk food, or fast learning is like fast food. Fast food is junk. Fast learning is junk. If it takes time to do it right, take the time to do it right. So what we have to do now is to be conscious of the fact that we're a little behind schedule. We have an ambitious schedule, and we're about to begin the workshops. Doing video, those of you who will be doing video, is Joe DePino. Next is Bob Slate. He's an art teacher here. He's going to do posters and t-shirts with you. Is Tor Gudmundsson, who's also an art teacher here at school. He's going to be working on a mural production. With you in the circle and with you in the workshop is Barbara Sarah, who's going to be doing drama with the people who'll be doing that workshop.
What we're going to do today is we're going to make a commercial, a television commercial, on the theme of racism. And I will hand out the scripts to all of you in a minute. But the theme of this commercial will be racism we all lose, and we'll get into the script a little bit later. But before we can do that, before we can make this video, what we have to do is get a little background on how we make a video. And that's what I hope to do within the next 45 minutes or so that by 12 o'clock or 10 minutes to 12 we can be outside actually shooting this commercial, so that after lunch we can edit it and put together a nice finished product that we can, you know, make this whole workshop worthwhile, have something that we have actually produced. First of all, I just wanted to accomplish an appreciation for how much time it takes to do a video production and how much cooperative effort it takes. And the second, I wanted to also show a little bit about how racism can be used in as a message in the media. And I really thought that video is a very powerful media to spread the message of anti-racism. So it was a twofold purpose for this program. So you're going to grab the mic from him and say racism we all lose when the graphic goes up.
Okay, let's go.
And
we're about to shoot it. We have to do the program part. Now we're going to shoot it. What's his name?
Shoot him for Joe.
We're all set.
Everybody here.
I'll be in there right now.
Just
go ahead right in there.
Just tell me what you said.
All right.
Well, we can hear you.
We have it all set.
A couple people close to me can hear you. You speak loud.
Everything's set.
Well, what we're trying to do is give the kids an idea of how to arrive at a theme and maybe some imagery for some murals that they could put up either in their communities or in their schools. They're finding that it's a lot harder than they expected to work up the imagery and to work together as a team.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with the Olympic circles, but
yeah, but you're just worried about us right now. You're not worrying about the whole.
It's not really. Plus, the Olympic circles.
We're not.
You can throw a special Olympics.
Not really.
That doesn't coincide with the.
Wait a minute. Now, if we're only worried about us, then what happens when people come here on a boat from Haiti or from South Vietnam?
Well, you got everybody here already.
But they don't, and also, you know,
you do.
You know what? The racism in other countries isn't as bad as it was over here either. Because in Europe, it's not. It's not.
They decided on a theme, and that's the basic purpose of the mural. And then images that would go with that. And then we took the art kids, the kids who could do well with the images, and had them design it. And now everybody is involved in enlarging it and putting it together. And that's what we have right back here.
We used symbols to represent universality among peoples. The globe represents all the peoples of the 7 continents. Incorporated in the globe peace sign, which represents the world peace. And inside that we find the being, which is genderless, which represents men, women, and children of all backgrounds and races, having equal status.
The theme is, the love of the individual is equal to the unity of all people.
Would anybody add anything to that? Gordon?
The YAR down there would be nice to see where it says YAR on top if you put that part, you know, where the YAR is.
Mm-hmm. Right there, like?
Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
What? And then combine it with the peace sign.
It'd be like this and then that. This might be a good front and back combination to start with. Okay? When you think about it, when you think about printing the front and the back of a shirt, someone might see what it says as you're coming this direction and then as you're passing. Right? So the ideas can sort of relate. So that's a good way of drawing those two together. In the poster and t-shirt making workshop, we had a number of goals. Number one, we wanted the whole group together to work on some different designs on the concepts that have been happening in the workshop and the seminar this weekend, then combine them into one simple design. Beyond that, what we would do is I'm then instructing them on some basic printmaking techniques using some very inexpensive materials that they could obtain at any art store and do their own t-shirts, and we'll be making t-shirts for as many people that brought them to the seminar.
Just transform it into the next thing. See what comes out. The idea here is to transform your sound into another sound.
All right.
What?
We've transformed a sound. Now we're going to transform a motion. So I'm going to start a motion. And what you have to do is pick up my motion and let it sort of organically become something else. So you start doing what I'm...
I don't know. I'm a generally happy person. I like everyone. I'm not. I'm always smiling.
I have a very short temper sometimes. Like extremely short, but I can get along with both.
Call me what
Irish. Irish. Yeah. I just right now I have a lot of intense feelings for me, but that makes me very dramatic.
Well, we haven't figured out quite how we're going to do it when we get there. Okay. But we have a whole half hour to figure that out.
You guys don't dip down my throat.
I'm going to do that now, actually. We have one more person to meet.
We can do it.
You can do it. You were great. You were absolutely great. I sat here and said, wait a minute, are they telling real stories or what? I mean,
at one time I thought when they were young, I was like, oh.
Okay, this is what I'd like to do. Let's just go around, and I'd like you each to just say one sentence or two about what it was like for you to do what you just did.
It was really hard. I mean, I found myself like getting really upset. This is only a character, and it was only a thing, and then here I am like getting mad and upset and stuff, and it's not. Thinking this is crazy, and I really don't want to do this anymore.
I got that feeling. Thanks for sticking it out and for going out on your own. She kept saying, can you stop?
I don't want to do it either. I understand.
It was great.
That's
like
real.
Or something. That's real.
You know,
Yeah.
I was like,
it was intense, and the character just took over, and it was like, I wasn't me, and
too, I understand.
It was like, I channeled Tyrone.
I don't know, it felt so weird because I felt so strongly about what I was saying at the time, and it was just like, I mean, if I heard anyone else saying it, I'd been like, what are you, crazy, you know? But it was just like, it was weird, but yet it didn't feel wrong, it didn't.
Save a plate for me.
No.
Yes.
I'm tired. I don't want to I'm going now.
Why are you singing about it?
You always point to the people you love when you sleep.
What? We started out yesterday, it was raining. Nice and sunny. Maybe that's an omen. We've got to go through this quickly as we can. We're going to go right in, start with the first group. And I have no more to say. I'd like you to be quiet and devote your attention.
So if they look familiar to you, and they're telling you a story about somebody else's life, please pay attention to the story. They may come over and ask you for help. They may ask for your suggestion about what they should do. We all need help sometimes, and it's good to learn to ask for help. So if they come over and ask you, what do you think I should do, I hope you'll help out. But I've just spent some time with these people, and they were telling me something about their lives, and they're all dealing with some pretty difficult issues. So I hope you'll pay attention. After you've heard the last story, I'll get up here again, and you'll have a chance to ask them some questions, in case you have any questions. Because you might have some questions. See if any of these stories speak to you, or to some issues that you may know about in your own life, or in the lives of your friends. Thank you.
And I have a little brother, and how is he supposed to deal with this? A black father and a new brother coming into our house?
So what do you have against black people?
Well, it's hard because I'm not used to them.
What's wrong with them?
What's the difference?
Your mother married a black man instead of a white one? Yes. Well, I'm sorry. A person is a person.
No, but it's hard. You have to look deeper than this. Yeah. But you guys have dealt with it all your lives. I've never dealt with it.
You best to be sure. You better be happy for her.
Do you think they love each other?
Well, it's your mother's choice. You are not your mother.
I know I'm not my mother.
So,
what are you going to do about it? I don't know. I hate my stepbrother.
Why don't you like me?
Because you're black.
So? I like you and your wife.
What's different?
Why is it different?
Because you're black. I said it already. Do I have to spell it out?
So a black person can like a white person, but a white person can out like a black person?
Forget it.
My name is Rita Jones.
My name's Tyrone.
Tiny's my boyfriend. I'm pregnant. We don't know what to do. We don't know what to do about the baby. My mom wants me to have an abortion.
My parents are cool with it, but they still don't understand. And, excuse me, sorry.
Do you really love her?
Yes, I do.
What are you planning on doing for her?
I'm going to school, I'm working.
How do you plan to support that baby?
My parents are going to help until I get a job.
Were you right imposing on your parents?
My parents offered. I didn't force anything on them.
How do you feel love her? What about her life? What about her education? Are you willing to give that up?
It's up to her.
How about when that baby be crying in the middle of the night?
When that baby's crying, I'll get up and I'll take care of it.
You're gonna be up there. You say that. You're really gonna be there by your
I will. I'll stand by.
by my
What are you
word.
gonna do
We
when
love
people
each
start
other.
talking about the black and white issue? Are
Shouting
you
at
gonna
each
be
other is
there?
not
Are you
gonna
gonna
solve
support
it.
your
Yes, I will.
and your baby that's on the way when people make fun of it because it's a mulatto?
No,
Are you gonna be there? Are you gonna
Yes,
be
I
there?
will be there.
You have to think about the consequences first.
Shouting at each other is not going to help anything. Maybe you can help them with solutions, but shouting is not going to help it. It's too late to shout.
Then what are we
now.
gonna do?
And excuse me, dear down there, but I am half black and half white.
I don't care. I have a problem with interracial relationships.
Excuse me,
You don't
hey,
like
hey,
it.
hey.
I don't
That
give a
is
damn.
you.
We don't have a
Problem
problem
there.
with it. What about when you wake up one morning and discover you don't want a family, you're too young?
Yeah, you want a life. You want to go out and get a life.
You hold her hand now, but what makes you think you're gonna hold on to her later?
What about when she's 9 months pregnant, like fat, and like
Are you going to be looking the other way? Or
swollen
are you going to be
feet?
And I'm sorry, but I have a problem with any and all interracial relationships. I think it's nasty.
Excuse me, do you hate me?
Do I know you?
I am a product of an interracial relationship.
I have no problem with you. It's your parents. They shouldn't have been together in the first place.
What
It's
about
nasty. Why can't you go out and find a white girl?
Because I love this black girl.
Listen. I have a problem with it. I'm pro-black, and I'm not going to change my views because you want to be with. Why can't you find a decent
Because
black
I
man?
love him, that's why. You have a
Yeah,
problem
you
with
love
it?
him because
you have a problem
you
with
love
it?
him
You
because
love
that baby wasn't in your stomach. Maybe
You just
because
attack
I'm
because
black.
no one wants to love you.
Oh, I know.
You're
Baby, if you
ignorant,
don't
that's what's
appreciate
wrong
it, then the hell with you.
Hello, my name is Artemisa Santana, and I came over from Puerto Rico when I was 7 years old, and I came to live with my aunt because my parents died. And life is hard, we're poor, we don't have any money. So, in a couple of years, my body started maturing, people started noticing. So, we were on welfare, we didn't have any money. I didn't go to school, I had no schooling. I had with my body. And so I decided I wanted to make some money. So, now where did it get me? I have AIDS, and I only have a couple more years to live. And I get a lot of shit from a lot of people, and it's my problem, and I'm dealing with it my way.
Where are you living?
I'm living in my own apartment.
With what money?
The state's
Do you
money.
still sell your body with HIV positive?
Why would I want to kill anybody?
Do you have a job?
No, I don't.
So you're gonna live off the state until you die?
Yeah. Why should I
Just
get a
because
job?
you have
Because I'm going to die in a couple years? Do you think
For
this
the
is
same
anything?
reason you want to get an education, so you can better yourself.
It seems to me you don't respect yourself. And unless you want to get respect, you gotta respect yourself first. First as a woman, second as a Hispanic. Now you're gonna be here telling us that you're gonna die in 2 years, you don't need a job because you're gonna die in 2 years? What kind of respect is that?
You're gonna die on welfare, you're gonna take that to your grave?
You're going to be sitting in your little apartment.
Listen, I
doing
tried to get off my
absolutely
feet. What am I supposed to do? Will you hire me? I have HIV? You think they're going to come up and say, yeah, we'll hire you?
Why you have to tell them all of that?
Because-
and even you
because
can
what if
tell
I
them
expose
that.
them to
You
my
can
disease?
tell them
What if
that.
I
If
start
they don't
bleeding?
hire you, you can take them someplace for discrimination. You just want to sit on your ass
You know how much
and
the
milk
government
off
lets
the
us
government
go? Do you think?
because you have
Yes, the
HIV.
government lets everything go.
Yeah, but yet you're still living off the government.
So what are you doing in your little apartment? Absolutely nothing, right?
I'm trying to get my life together and straighten
And
things
without
out.
a job.
What are you getting your life together
What
for?
are
You have
you
nothing to live for, as you said.
Like you said, you have nothing to live for.
I'm trying to learn from my mistake, but it's kind of hard because there's no turning back. And that's all I have to say.
I have something I really want to say, but I totally don't know how to express myself.
The same. We're all here for you in competition.
I'm white, but I'm powerless. I I'm raped by my father every other day. And I'm trying to get back my power, and I stood up for myself, and he kicked me out of the house. And I had a boyfriend who was black, and he left me. And I just want to say that I'm here. I don't know what I am. I'm not prejudiced. I'm just down, and I don't know what to do. But I have it's not like some race is victimizing you, because both races have victimized me, and it's totally, everybody's doing it to everybody else. You just have to see it. And I don't know what to do. I don't want to live. I don't know what to do. Please tell me what to do, somebody.
I was on coke for like 2 years.
Why?
Because in my beginning life, there was nothing worth living. I was poor, very poor.
So you being a black man should want to better yourself, not bring yourself down.
Here we go again.
Amen.
Black this, black that.
Yes,
why don't you guys shut up and let him talk?
I don't see why you guys are making such a big deal about family.
So what's your family?
I never had much of a family.
What's your story?
Well, my story is, my mom, she got pregnant with me when she was 26. You know, she had a career and everything. And she's white. And the guy got her pregnant. Well, let's just say he was like a weakling man, you know. Even though she loved him, he didn't love her, because, you know, he was ashamed of her because he was black, and like, he didn't want any of his friends to see her. When she told him that she was pregnant with me, he like left, and I personally never seen him. And I don't miss him at all, and I'm kind of glad, because I don't want someone like that, you know, in my life. I mean, I don't need him at all. I don't need any support from him.
How old are you?
15.
So how are you going to say you don't need support from your family?
All I need him for is economic support. Besides that, I don't need him. I'm my own person.
How can you sit there and insult somebody like that? I mean, your mother is sitting right here, and you're sitting saying, oh, I don't need her. All I need is her money. I don't need her feelings. I don't need her love. I don't need anything.
Know how
I
to
need
make
her
her feel?
back.
Oh, give me a break. She's not loving.
Because your father left you, now your mother
She
doesn't
carried
love
you for 9 months. How couldn't she love you?
She kept you when your
All
father
we
was
have
there.
is a business agreement.
Throwing up on her.
From when I'm bored until I'm 18.
A business agreement.
She likes to think she's independent.
I am independent. I don't need you.
Then why don't you
you
get
get
out
out
the
the
house
house?
and let her see how long it takes before she comes
What are
back?
you trying to tell her to kick out the house for?
Because she's
That
thinking
is not
she's so,
solving the
she's
problem.
thinking she's so independent. Let
I
her
need my mom for economic reasons. But besides
What
that,
about
I'm
love? What about love?
I don't need love.
How can you love anybody? I mean, how can you even love yourself?
I love myself. I love no one else. I learned that I don't need to love anyone. Well, my dad
Well,
was
I
not
feel
there
so
for me.
sorry for you because you're missing a lot.
I don't feel sorry for me. I am proud of who I am. I don't see why she worries. She's got my little brother.
Don't you feel any kind of compassion towards your sibling?
No, he gets enough compassion from my mom. Isn't that right, Mom?
Excuse me. My father is white. I live with my father. My mother I haven't seen in 5 years. And I don't think I care to see her anyway.
Why'd your mother leave?
Because she felt like she didn't need a family anymore. She didn't want me or my dad.
Do you want to see her?
Sometimes I think about it, but what's the sense? She left me. I didn't leave her.
How does your father feel?
My father, I don't care about my father. My father is an alcoholic who doesn't care about me. He beats me, literally. I put a lock on my door so I don't even have to see his face. And I go out through the window.
When I come home from a long day at work, I have a few beers to relax. There's nothing wrong with
Beers
that.
that gives him the right to hit me.
And you know how
You better not get wise in me, young lady.
You gonna hit
No,
me?
I will jump up in this.
No, I will correct you in front of all these people.
Listen, I have something to say. You drink alcohol, it's different. You shouldn't take advantage or hit anybody. I mean, you can sit there, yeah.
So what, you're saying I can't correct my daughter, I should just let her go wild?
Why did you make an obligation to her mother if you didn't love her mother either? Only because
she could have been out on her own with me, and you didn't
we
have
both
to
were
do
drunk and it happened.
sit down.
So now that you keep drinking, you come after me. I don't think so.
They treat me like shit. And I feel like shit. And to solve my problems, I start to deal with problems. They fail. Forget my problems. I don't know what to do. And now I'm nothing.
Why
you know
are you
you're nothing,
nothing?
why do you keep taking pills? Because I'm still having those problems.
So because somebody else is hurting you, you're gonna take drugs and hurt yourself.
I can't do anything about it.
No, you better yourself. You don't hurt yourself.
Sometimes
You
you
prove
can't.
those people wrong.
How do you do that?
You have a positive image sitting right over there. He knew that drugs didn't do anything for him, and he went and got himself an education.
I
Now
can't
you
do
can
anything
stop
about it. Just I can't stop.
My name is Akila Ashante Tsunami. And I'm Hispanic and proud, and I'm black and proud. I'm half black, half Spanish. And my beef is when your own people be racist against you. When your own people got things to say about you. I don't hate white people. I don't hate them. But that's not the issue here. The issue is being racist with your own kind. You know, I'll be with my Spanish friends, or we'll be chilling. But they're not as chill with me where they are with a pure Hispanic. They be like, 50% of you ain't Spanish. The other 50% we could deal. So I was like, what? Which part you want? When I'm chilling with my black friends, I'm like, we down. But yet still, oh, look at Miss Thing. She thinks she that, she all that, right? Chilling with the sisters, chilling with the brothers. But what? She still has Spanish, so that don't make her nothing. That's not the way to go. You gotta unify with your own people before you can unify with anybody else. White people, they're not all bad. But believe me, I had my experiences with white people. But they're not all bad. And you can't judge all by some.
We're kind of running out of time here. And I'm going to ask all the people who just told their stories to close their eyes for just a second, a minute. All of you, baby, please close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Slowly let the air out. And let that person who you created to be here with us today stay within you, and you can call on her or on him when you need some advice, or you need an ally, or you need someone to give you another point of view. But for now, I'd like you to let that person go. And open your eyes, and in the order in which you introduced yourself before, starting with Lorene, I'd like you to say your real name and what's different between you and the character you created to be in this show.
How it feels to be racist. And it's really, really, really scary to feel racist, because I really did. When you get to be another person, like a character, you really feel, and you get this feeling inside when other people are talking, and you just, it's total, it's crazy, but that's how I felt.
It's a really good way to show openly that there is racism and it does exist, and that once it's out openly, then we can all see it, that we can all see it, then we can do something to be better.
It was kind of weird because out of everybody else, I was the only one who chose to be a real racist. And it's like, my character was very ignorant. It didn't know anything really about what it was talking about. And I have no problems with interracial relationships. And that's it.
Being a victim of racial and everything, and sexual stuff. I learned a lot. Like, I don't know.
No dookie hours week.
Oh, we can see that. My point of view, like the government type of stuff like that, we wanted to hit more at home, things that, you know, that people could relate to. So it was kind of hard for me to get into my character because of that.
My father does not beat me, first of all. He's not white either. And he's standing right over.
Oh, that's your father? Bye.
And I get along with my parents.
And you feel what he would feel, and you think how he would think, and you say what he would say, or she. And when we were doing our thing, going around yelling and screaming at each other, the gentleman over there recording was with us. And he didn't tape us because he thought that we were actually telling our real life stories.
I hope not.
And today, I mean, we're all being our characters, and I wanted to stop so bad because I couldn't take everybody arguing because we were practically like jumping down each other's throats like when we were practicing before, and it was like actually we weren't even ourselves, we were somebody else, and we're all like having all these feelings, and we're all like ripping each other apart, and it was just like the worst feeling, and I'm so happy that it's over.
Me too, and I think we should clap those.
Right now, I'd like to end with a video, but I'd like to do right now, have somebody come up from the mural and explain that.
Love of individuality is equal to the unity of all, and as a group we all formulated a theme, and then we threw together all these different ideas.
Okay, we have a t-shirt. We can show a design that's complete on the front and on the back. Great job in the time that they had.
I think everybody can be pretty proud of what we put together. Is it all queued up?
Yeah.
And within a minute, you'll see what we did.
After this video is shown, you got to really get on the road and get home. So what I'm going to say right now is that what you did over the last 2 days was tremendous. Something short of a miracle. It was to produce a beautiful mural and a t-shirt, a video, a production.
Great video.
Incredible work. What it does is it proves what is possible. And if we know what's possible, then we know that it can happen. And it can happen more often. And it will. We've discussed, the advisors have sat together and we've networked. We're going to discuss continuing this. Some of you will be with us next year, hopefully. Some of you will be off to college or wherever you're going to be going.
How come we can't come back?
And perhaps you'll come back and join us again. Turn on the video, right?
Yeah. Turn on the video.
Put it up.
Hope someone comes soon. My feet are killing me.
Look at this poor guy. I wonder where he's going. Maybe I can help him out.
Car. Hope he stops. Wait a second. It's a black guy. There's no way I'm getting in the car with this guy. Who knows what I'll try and pull.
Where you going? Need a ride?
I'm just stretching my legs. Thanks for the offer, but I'm okay.
Well, suit yourself.
Dumb fool.
Dumb fool.
racism, we all lose.
This is the way we start to make the world change. This is the way that we can change our lives. By listening to each other with ears that don't need lies, opening up our hearts before our eyes. This is the way that we can shape the future, releasing the thoughts that only hold us down. By looking in the mirror before we look around, breaking the chains that keep us on the ground. Let it rain, let love rain all around us. Let it rain in every corner of the world. Let it rain, let love rain all around us. Let it rain.